one. These are the kind of charts you like to see. Look at this. All right, right here. Picture. This is what we want to see. Could be a spicy entry. Have those levels ready, guys. This is absolutely a top watch for me at market open. I mean, this is already in these two candles, 20%. This stock was on the watch list today. We are up 50% from that watch list entry. And what was beautiful about this one is, would you look where it bounced? We're green, baby. We are green this morning. This is how you make money. That's 28% in 3 minutes. I mean, can't get any easier than that, right? I mean, can't get easier than that, right? What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm putting a couple of posts out to make sure we are good to go here, and we will get started in just a minute. Pretty bearish overall across the market today. So far, neutral to bearish, a little bit of red. I'm going to pop this link up a couple other places and switch my view. I cannot stand staring at like a 16-inch thing of my face. It makes me cray. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. And let's get started. Let me move that PB logo. I know that's going to be right where the stock is. I don't know why StreamYard decided to. That's where they auto put it, right where the stock price is. So we're going to get rid of that. Boom. There we go. All right. We're going to start with SPY like we always do. And here we go. We are we're pretty neutral. We're down about 2 points, 0.5%. So not neutral, but we did gap down overnight, and it is behaving like a little bit of a bear flag at this point here. Let's delete everything. We haven't charted this live since last Thursday, so we got to catch up with it all. 15 minutes, of course, as you know. And we're bouncing pretty much at this point here, which was lower support from a few days ago as well. My mic is in the way of my screen there. My monitors are messed up. Let me fix this. Give me 1 sec, guys. Sorry. I know my camera's probably shaking. All right. So here we go. Let's see what we got here. So if we extend this all the way out, this is a pretty major area here that I'm kind of watching today. There we go. So this is kind of our area we're watching, like decision point. We did wick a little lower than it a couple times pre-market, but it's a pretty strong support resistance line there. And also you can see we've been in this downtrending channel over the last few days. So I'm going to pop this line up too. Of course, it's not perfect. We're on the 15-minute. If I put it on a longer time frame, maybe it'll show a little clearer. We could check, and I do not want these EMAs up. I was using for something. You guys know I'm an MA girl. I'm not an EMA girl. All right. So as you can see, that's our little trend channel on the hourly that we're definitely looking at here. It's sitting in this little channel. So that's what I'm watching overall. And let me put back on the 15 and we'll pick up a couple points here. So wick high pre-market is my bullish point, pretty much. So I'm watching this area here, and then the loss at pre-market low is in accordance with a couple lows from earlier in the week and late last week, excuse me. So we're watching that area here for sure. And also this wick low from yesterday. All right. Because that's where we're picking up support on the 15-minute right here where we're at. All right. So, a loss of that, I mean, I would say actually, so what do we got as a zone here? About $2, 409 to 411. I think you're playing a little risky, taking puts below that price, above that price here. But obviously, I mean, below 410.35 or so would be your higher skilled put entry. About 410.35, 410.25 right in that area here, and playing it down to, I'd say 410.25, and playing that down to our 410 almost exact, and then down through there to this. So we have 3 different levels here. Obviously, this is going to be our riskiest SPY put entry. So we're going to put that red for our put entry, and we've got a couple other entries as well. And then obviously this final trend line that you could see in here, that's a big one. Because if we lose that and we retest it, that's where you can feel kind of confident going into some SPY puts, to be honest. We're down a couple points overall from yesterday. Mr. SLP had some SPY puts out swings overnight. They worked out perfectly. It was a fantastic setup. in general. Okay, there we go. I thought I lost the stream for a second. I was freaking out. So that's kind of the areas I'm watching. I'm not necessarily racing to jump in at 410.25, but it is an entry if you're into those scalps the first few minutes. However, below that 410 is my area. And then on the upside, above a 411.18, so let's say 411.25, give it a little breathing room. We'll do 411.25. And then I do believe if we break through that, we should be able to test 412.12. So about a buck we're looking at on that in that area here. And as well as our rejection areas, and we'll go over these a little more in depth. I don't want to give too many entries and confuse people. So we're looking at that bullish at 411.25 up to that 412. If we hit 412 and get rejection, I do like a put entry back on the downside below, say 411.75. However, I don't want to put too many lines up, but I will put that one because a lot of you do play those bounce rejections. So I'm going to put that up as well. And it's same thing. If we pick up support, this would be actually, I'm going to switch this. This would be our bullish entry if we were to pick up a bounce on this lower trend line. So that's the area here. I'm not going to play this area here as taking an entry within this box. I would want to dip below it and come back in, vice versa. So between 410.50 and like 411.10, I'm not really wanting to touch too much. Let's pop on over to some other chats here. Let's do our top gainers from pre-market. We've got VIRI did a beautiful little cup and handle here, and it looks like it's trying to break out of this handle at the moment here. If we pop on the 5, we have a really nice little cup and handle type pattern a couple times, as a matter of fact. Really, really love that formation in general. It's one of my favorites. I'm looking at this trend line here on the downside sell-off, and then we've got this little bit of a triple top on the upside, which is right about 125. Now, 125 entry, you've got that 130 wick high. You've got to be very cautious of that area here. We could face that rejection immediately at that area. So if we were to take that 125 entry, that's the one we got to be quick with our buys and our sells and be ready in case there is some rejection at that area there. So I'm going to say 125 on this one. Let me back up, look at the 15 just to make sure, and pop a line across these wick highs. And you can see we've got a pretty strong little trend channel here that we are playing in. So what does that tell us? That tells us if we get a rip above this trend channel, the most bullish scenario is to get that impulsive break out of this channel and then the retest. Off that retest is absolutely a bullish entry. So we want to see a retest of this trend, this channel line right here. All right, we want to retest that, pick up the support, and then take that entry there. That's ultimately what we're looking at, and that's the best entry of the 3. So we've got broke above 125, or we've got that breakout, the impulsive break out of our trend channel, which we're doing little cup and handle. You can see right here, because this wick isn't real. This is our 7 o'clock wick, guys. How many times I talk about most orders don't even get filled on this wick. Oh, no. This is a market open wick. Okay, that one was a real wick. But for the most part, immediately faced rejection and came back down. But we do have a nice little cup and handle. This looks very bullish to me, guys. I would not be surprised to see this one rip. CXAI, big stock. This is the stock that we played live in here for $2.70 a couple weeks ago, and it ran to $69. So that's one I'm watching. I'll go over the swings in premium. I don't have time to check the swing charts right before open here. So I can't tell you what I think of it without looking at the chart at the moment, but I will go over it as soon as we pop on over to the Discord. All right, so this is another one. CXAI is in a little bit of a channel here. Why my little delay on my screen here. So it's kind of same thing. We've got this channel we're sitting in as well with these higher lows established on the 15-minute throughout. This is an incredibly small float, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, the float's a little higher now, but it's 8 million. This was a very, very small float before. And so we're looking at this wick low area here. All right. And honestly, with CXAI, this one could dump immediately at market open. This one could rip immediately at our market open. This is a higher risk entry if you're going to play this. And I would say above $9 is where I would take a bullish position. And this is one, unless you're confident with your quick buys and your quick sells, it's not one I would take at all. This is known to halt down, halt up. It's a very, very volatile stock. So if you do take that $9 entry, you've got to watch for some resistance coming up at the that wick high, as well as at the top of this trend channel here. So if I extend this out, same exact setup as VIRI, where ultimate would be that impulsive break and then the retest. That's ultimately what we do want to see for bullish movement, would be the break out of our trend channel, retest, and then we've got our bullish entry. That's the best entry. But $9 is our little riskier entry, and then we've got the 943 wick high. So at that $9, it depends on how long it takes to reach that trend channel as to where we go from there. Another beautiful cup and handle going on here, especially on the 15-minute. I mean, this is just picture perfect. So if that handle does pick up, we should get a nice strong push, but it's not guaranteed with a stock like this. So all right, so we've got entries for VIRI, CXAI. This one, you guys know exactly what I'm about to draw, right? I mean, if you know me, you know. And remember that second, never give up on a chart just because it has that immediate rip. Would you look at that? If this is a chart you paid attention to pre-market, I mean, almost to the penny, there's our golden fibs bounce, it's something we've definitely got to kind of pay attention to. And also our 25% retracement, which we're kind of hanging out at right now. So that's very interesting. So if we could pick up support right about the area we're at now, because we did hit that double top rejection. All right. So another cup and handle. I mean, these cup and handles say maybe I'm just seeing them more so today, but for this one, we are at that 25% retracement right there. So I would like the entry on this one above 320. Let's say 320. Of course, with our volume, let me see the volume, because this one's a little bit riskier. What's our volume at pre-market here? All right, we got 107, 407 in 1 minute. All right, so this is one we want to see 5 million the first couple minutes. Easy, in order to even kind of feel like that's a valid, justifiable setup. We got 3 minutes till market open. So we've got these three stocks here we looked at. We've got VIRI, BXRX, CXAI again. And then I want to actually look at where's Tesla? Let me just type it in. I want to look at Tesla. We got 2 minutes till market open. And here we go. I mean, honestly, Tesla's coming down, guys. It came down further yesterday. We lost that support. We failed a 25% retracement. We lost that wick low. This is our golden fibs from our long-term bounce here. All right, here's our golden fib zone, and we've got this massive gap down to 245. The second we start to creep below 155, we're going to 145. I mean, we could pick up some support here and come back and retest that 166 area, but we're incredibly bearish here. If anyone's been following the bearish thesis on Tesla, I've been put out over the last few weeks, it's coming to fruition exactly. Even if you didn't play the earnings and played the day after, we've lost $10 since then, another 6, 7, 8%. So on the short term for Tesla, what I'm looking at immediately is this little pick up a support right here with these higher highs. See if we do end up getting a little bit of support pickup. I'm going to delete this here. And let's see. I'm going to put, we do have quite a bit of volatility, a couple dollars here, a couple percent volatility pre-market. Obviously we broke out of this channel here. We had the massive dump off yesterday. So for me, I mean, below 159.60 would be my bearish entry at market open. And with that, if it's on the first candle, remember these exhaustion candles, make sure that candle doesn't come back, retest 2/3 of the way. And then obviously 159.02 is our secondary entry, where we would have to watch for some pickup, a little bit of a bounce before continuation on down, because Tesla has been bouncing every day after a sell-off, bounce back up, sell-off, bounce back up. So we have to be aware of that. We do have lower lows, however, coming in, and we can see this little channel right here is what I'm watching. I'm going to leave that line on there. All right, so there's market open. Let's pop on our top gainers first. We'll watch those first and go from there. I'm going to put this on the 1 minute, see what happens here, because we're very close to that 125 entry. BXRX, we want to see that support pickup right here, and CXAI, same thing. I'm not going to waste time staring at them. We will pop back to them. Let's see what the SPY is doing. Massive candle at market open. Okay, on the 1 minute, we also did miss this little bit of a trend line here. See if we break over that little bit of a downtrend sell off from the last about half hour, 40 minutes or so in this area here. And then Tesla. All right, so Tesla already tried to wick down once, and there's that secondary dump on Tesla. If I take a Tesla put, I will take the 155. It's at $1.47 right now, $1.46, but we have to wait and see what happens here. What's it at right now? All right, it's 136 right now. I'm not in Tesla. I'll let you know if I get filled and if I take it. All right, I just bought 2 Tesla puts. This is extremely, incredibly high risk at this point here, guys. All right. And we are on a little bit of a delay. So by the time it gets to you guys, you have to remember that these move incredibly fast. My fill was $1.34. And we're popping right back up already. So I'm down 2% right now, not even 1%. And I'm going to sell if we get past this wick high here. I'm immediately going to be out of them. Same thing happened yesterday. I got caught and sold, and they ended up dumping pretty hard. But that will not make me hold these past a good entry. That's all there is to it. I will not hold deep red on these. We want to see that come back down. We want to eat up 2/3 of this candle on the sell-off. So we want to come back down to about that area there to feel good about this. All right, I'm about 2.5 to 3% right there. And if we start to pop back up, I'm going to immediately sell these. This is a scalp, guys. This is not like a long hold. This is a scalp. All right. I closed out one at break even. I want to reduce a little exposure here. A lot of uncertainty on this one. I will scale back in below the red line. All right. Just so you know, I like to scale in and out. I don't talk about scaling in so much. I don't want people to get caught in overcommitting to positions, newer traders. So I don't talk about when I scale in as much. All right, there we go. A lot of indecision still, somewhat green. 2-4%, 2 to 3, 4% floating around green on these. And a lot of you probably actually did get a better entry than me. You might be a little greener. You might be close to 5, 6, 7%. A lot of indecision here. We're going to get a strong pop candle. It looks like we got to be ready to sell if we break and hold above, say 160.75 to 160.80, because we are sitting in indecision on this one. Let me pop. I just want to peek the SPY while we're on this. All right, so SPY's showing a little bit bullish, while Tesla's showing a little bit bearish, which actually makes me feel a little more confident in the puts. And then our top runners, sell off, sell off, sell off. All right, I just wanted to check them in case any of you are in there. All right, there we go. There's a little dip there. There's a little dip there. Up about 5%, floating between 3 and 5% on these. And this was more a sentiment versus a technicals play. And I've traded Tesla quite a bit, guys. So I've got a few little secrets that I don't share about what makes me go puts or calls on Tesla. There's a couple tells, and I'll do a pop up in our lifetime, and I'll give you guys some of these tells. We're up about 10-12% right here. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see it. We could pick up some support here. So this is where if I'm in one, this is where I like to sell one. If I'm in more than one, I like to scale out personally around this area here. I want to see us sweep down. We should sweep down to this area within the next couple minutes, or I don't think we're as bearish as the charts might show today. There we go. There we go. All right. That's what we wanted to see. It was about 18%. Beautiful. Love it. Up 30 cents on the contracts there. And a lot of you probably did get a better entry than me. on that. I haven't had a chance to look at any swings. I'm sorry. I'll do that when we get into the Discord. It's with the live trading. I don't want to give up my position one way or another on something without looking at the charts. You have to follow your plan, though. If it hits stop, it hits stop. All right, we hit about $1.70 for about 34 cents on those, over 20%. It never hurts to scale down to about one contract at this point or two, depending on how many you buy. And I would not be surprised to see this push strongly all the way back up at this point. We have to just be very, very careful because this is a major Tesla support zone from our pre-market wick low there. We need to come back down pretty quick if we have expectation of maintaining that. And of course, you know our 2/3 of a candle. I want to see this candle close below here. We want to see that candle stay below that line. It peaked above it, but we're below it now. It's acting like it wants to close below. We'll see though. It could pop right back up. We know how Tesla goes. That's why we lock up profits. Don't give it up. Nice 20% up to 25%. A lot of you probably got a lot better entry than me. For final contracts at this price here, we are still pretty green, and I would hold and liquidate my last contract at break even. There we go. Okay. That's pretty bearish there. Nice engulfing candle immediately coming down and sweeping that wick low. That's what we like to see. We're back down to about $1.70 a contract on these. Most of you should have filled for well below $1.40 because we were actually up with much better prices than mine as with the delay. So check the top gainers. All right, so this one did exactly what we wanted to see. And we actually bounced offline for our 125 entry to 140, about 12% on Beery. Sitting at about 12% on Beery. This one lost our 25% retracement. CXAI did hit our entry once at 897, hit about 940 for about 5%. If we get a secondary push back up over that $9, looks very, very strong there. Let's pop back on our recently viewed. Check out SPY. SPY's trading sideways. Theta Eaton. Theta Eaton. All right, we got some of the markets flat splashing green Google, which I was very, very bullish on yesterday. And I am still continue to be very, very bullish on. I'm not going to chase in at this point here. However, this is a very, very strong. That's our resistance line right here on the 4-hour. We start to break over that. Watch for that retest. I'm actually going to give you guys my thoughts on an entry on Google here. So this is a pretty strong candle here. So I either want to see pull back less than 2/3 and then take that call entry at the push back up. And if we were to do that, I like the 110 or 111, 110 or 111, both work, 137 and 168. But I'm not taking entry yet. I want to see a little bit of a pullback first. That's quite the exhaustion candle. And Tesla's flipping green on the 5. Something definitely be aware of. Couple little bit of indecision here. If we continue to trade in this area here sideways, that is indicative of bearish overall, especially with the market ripping a little bit. However, we need to stay below that box to do that. We are flipping green at this point here. All right, let's look at Google again. That was pull this back some. All right, let's see what these next couple candles do, and we'll go from there. I really don't want to chase into Google, even though it can rip for a few minutes, and I am aware of that. I also know there's better entries to be had. We don't have to rush in. We already made 20% on our Tesla trade, and that's the exact rip we were talking about right there. I'm not chasing into Tesla on the bull side either right now. After a 3-candle setup, SPY is turning a little bit bullish here. we'll wait and see what happens there. Let's see what else I was looking at. AI just had a nasty, nasty sell off. This actually makes me incredibly bearish on AI. Let's look at the 15-minute, get some bear entries here. Especially with the market pushing. All right, pop a line there. We'll go more into depth on that one once we get in the Discord. I always accidentally click that news instead of the. There we go. There we go. I want to see a little bit of a pullback here. I would love to see a pullback to about 107.10 and then a push back up over this trend line. That's when I would like an entry here, because this could just be a little bit of a setup. We shall see. And then you guys know we put the fibs on it. What do we got here? We got our 25% retracement right about here. All right. And if we break that and lose that, we want to pull back to this zone here before we feel like we want to take any sort of an entry. So that's what we're watching. Let's watch that. Let's pop this purple because we know what purple means. All right. So if we are pulling back to right about where I want to see that bounce, and then if we get the push back up over, say, 107.25, I would like the entry there. We've got the 112. You could go 112 and up anywhere in there. I personally would be taking the 110, which is at about $1.65. I'm not in Google calls at this moment. This is the contract, however. Again, I am not in this. I am not in this trade. We have not picked up that support with the push back up. Let's watch what the rest of the charts are doing. We could have flipped into Tesla calls there, to be honest. We have a little bit of a gap. So I want to make sure you guys have time to get into plays. So I'm not feeling bad about that. Missing that. So let's see Google. All right. So there's our bounce we wanted to see. Again, we've got the one. I'm sorry. It was the one. I took the one. I'm taking the 110. I will let you know if and when I feel I'm watching the contract price as I pull it up. Again, I'm not in this trade. And this is Goog, no L. No L on our Goog. We like no L. And again, I'm watching it. I'm pulled up for four contracts. I haven't built, but excuse me, I haven't bought yet. I'm gonna flip to the SPY, see what SPY's doing. Okay, SPY is pushing a little bit at this point here. Actually looks a little more bullish than Google. So I haven't closed the deal yet. We haven't proven we could get over this point. This is some heavy resistance at this area here. If we look on the 4-hour, this is a major zone, guys, all the way back. All right. So all the way back, this is a heavy line. This is gonna be tough to break over. So we're playing very cautious in taking this entry. I could flip to bearish Google if we start to lose this. That's why I'm not filled. I'm not filled on Google. I'm not filled on Google. I just want to make sure you guys know that. I'm watching Google. We're not filled on Google. And since we have 2 minutes till the end of the stream, let's just flip over so we don't miss our entry. Let's flip over there now. If you are not part of our Discord and would like to be, and you want to come continue live trading, the big banger trades are in the Discord. Come check us out. It is discord.gg/pennyboys. DM Amajama. I will help you out with that. See you guys over there.